Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Bank Shop Breakdown. We're going to go over 5 college basketball games for Monday, February 5th, 2024. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, including my college basketball Bank Shop best bet, you can find this in the premium picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, let's get into it. Here are the games for Monday in college hoops. First up, we see Miami and Virginia. This one's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. Virginia has been one of the better home teams in college basketball this year. They have yet to lose a game at home this season. They have some top 100 wins along the way in those home games: Texas A&M, Syracuse, NC State, Virginia Tech. And, Virginia's on a 6-game win streak right now. Granted, they've played some of the weaker teams in the conference along the way: Louisville, Notre Dame, and Georgia Tech. But you got to give credit to the Cavaliers. Always a program and a team that plays really strong defensively under Tony Bennett. They're 12th in the country in adjusted defensive efficiency. They force a lot of turnovers and tough shots, and they're disciplined. They don't take too many fouls. This is a Miami team that maybe not always concerned with the defensive end. They've had a really potent offense the last couple of seasons, but to me, this year, that offense is not at the same level. It's still a very good offense. 19th in the country in three-point shooting, but they have turned the ball over a little bit too much for my liking. Not a great rebounding team. They don't get to the free throw line too much. So on the road against such a tough defense, I think Virginia is the play here. I just think they're the more balanced team. And while their offense is not always trustworthy, at home, I think it's where it's its best. So give me Virginia here. I'm going to lay the points. Next up, we see Howard and Delaware State. This one's going to be 7:30 Eastern. I like Delaware State in this spot. I like good defenses, and Delaware State's got one of the best defenses in the MEAC, and they're top 200 in the country in adjusted defensive efficiency, top 20 in turnover percentage defensively, so they force a lot of turnovers, and that bodes well in this matchup because Howard, who's playing on the road, which is tougher for an offense to begin with, is ranked 342nd in turnover percentage offensively, losing the ball in 21% of their possessions. So Delaware State, a team that's not really scoring the ball too much this year, they should be able to get some fast break points if they're able to force those turnovers like they've been able to all season. I think Delaware State is the better rebounding team. Both teams are strong on the offensive glass, but Delaware State a big advantage on the defensive side. And I just think Delaware State, I think these are two pretty even teams. One's defense first in Delaware State, the other one a sharp shooting team in Howard. But on the road, I don't trust Howard in this spot. I'm going to go with Delaware State here on the money line. Next up, we see Grambling and Alcorn State. This one's going to be an 8:30 Eastern start time. I've mentioned that Alcorn's done a really good job for us this year. We took them against all three of these: Prairie View A&M, Florida A&M, and Bethune-Cookman, and Alcorn won all three of those games for us. We passed on Alcorn's last game against Southern, and good thing we did because they lost that one. But I think we see them bounce back here, and Alcorn I think is a completely different team than what it was at the beginning of the season, and that's why you schedule these tough non-conference schedules. Not only does it benefit the program, but you get really prepared for conference play when you're playing some of the weaker teams in the country. And I think Alcorn at home, I think this offense does enough here. The defense is not great, but they do a pretty good job of forcing turnovers. And their offense does the rest of the job. They're a strong offensive rebounding team. Their shooting numbers are improving, especially from the perimeter. They get to the free throw line. I don't think we can trust Grambling to stick around or to go score for score with Alcorn for 40 minutes, especially on the road. Grambling, a solid team and a good defense, but I like Alcorn in this spot. I just think that their offense is rolling. Give me the Braves here at home. Next up, we see Southern and Jackson State. This one's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. It's not often that teams like Jackson State get to have home games on national TV on ESPN2. And I think this is, a big spot for this program. And they're 4-4 in conference play so far. And they're on a 3-game losing streak. It's not been pretty as of late, but I'm not ready to give up on Jackson State. This is still one of the more experienced teams in the SWAC. And, they're a pretty balanced team fundamentally. They're a strong offensive rebounding team. They force turnovers. Both of these teams do, a good job of forcing turnovers. But I think Jackson State has a big advantage on the glass in this game. Not an amazing shooting team, so they should be able to get a lot of second chance looks. Southern, give them credit. This is one of the better teams in the conference right now, record-wise, but we saw them only win by 1 point at Alcorn last time out, and that's a good Alcorn team, but Southern shot 12 of 23 from 3 in that one, 52%. When you shoot that well from the perimeter, you expect to win games by more than just 1 point, and that was a lot higher than the season average for Southern from 3, only shooting 31.5%, so I think we see them regress going forward offensively. I think the defense is overrated as well, and I think Jackson State, because of their record, I think they're flying under the radar. I think they're undervalued. Give me Jackson State in this one at home. They should be fired up for this game. Next up, the final game for Monday's card in college basketball, Kansas and Kansas State. This one's going to be 9 p.m. Eastern on ESPN. It's not been pretty for Kansas State as of late. They've lost 4 straight games, but 3 of those 4 losses were in true road games. And we know it's never easy playing on the road in this conference. And home court advantage really matters this year more than I've seen in quite a while. And, Kansas State, I think this is a really good spot for them. I just think Kansas State, this is a circle game for this team. They're playing their big rivals in Kansas. They always look forward to this game year after year, especially when they get to host it. And Kansas is coming off a huge win over Houston, an upset victory at home. This is an ultra letdown spot for the Jayhawks. And it's not like Kansas State's not done anything at home this season. They have some solid home wins. They beat Villanova. They beat Baylor in overtime. So I think Kansas State, this is a get-right spot, a huge game against your big rival, kind of your Super Bowl of the season against one of the best programs in college basketball of all time. I think Kansas State, bounces back here. I think they at least cover the number, maybe pull off another big upset at home. And that's it. Those are the games for Monday in college basketball. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe and put your college basketball picks in the comments section below. Again, if you're looking for my best bets, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.